So there we have it, it's time to head into the jungle. No, I'm not doing some weird reality TV show, don't worry, but instead, Into the Jungle is the title for the next chapter of Battlefield 5's Tides of War. If you remember a little while ago, DICE teased a new jungle map coming to the game, and it seems as though the next chapter is very much centered around it. So as you just saw, DICE have released a trailer showing some footage of the new map and detailing what to expect in the upcoming chapter and patch 6.0, which is going to start on February the 6th, next Thursday. This trailer was a bit different. It started with some cinematic and then we got some narration from Adam Freeman, who is the Battlefield community manager. It's a different style of trailer for the game. I'm interested to know what you guys think. Do you prefer that style or would you prefer it was just cinematic? So obviously the biggest piece of content is a brand new map called Solomon Islands. This is the jungle map that we were just talking about, and I really like the look of it on first impressions. While it's centered in a jungle, there does seem to be a small port that is pretty populated with water towers and buildings. There were also boats in the trailer, so there will definitely be a bit more freedom than say something like Argonne Forest, which was very linear. Having said that, the guys who made this map also made Operation Locker and Argonne Forest, and as Freeman even says in the video, you should expect some parts of the map to be tight and a bit of a grind. So this new map can be played on Breakthrough, Conquest, Squad Conquest and TDM. I imagine the map will be quite grindy on Breakthrough, but will open up a bit more when you play Conquest. It doesn't look like a massive map, to be honest, based on the overview that we've got here for Conquest. And it does look like you've got a central village, which is definitely going to be the busiest part of the map. And then either side of that is the jungle. You better watch out for big snakes though. There is plenty of water to use to get around in the boats, but it seems that only the southernmost route can take you around the entire map. It will be quite interesting to see how this map plays, but parts of it remind me a bit of Operation Outbreak, the community map from Battlefield 4, and I was a big fan of that. So as well as the map, what else are we getting? Well, of course it wouldn't be a new chapter without some new weapons, and we're getting 3 of those. The Type 11 LMG, that's going to be a new support weapon. Got a nice look at it in the trailer. And then the Model 37 shotgun is also for the support class. And then this bad boy, the M2 carbine, is heading to the assault. Now the M2 carbine is a really interesting weapon because it's a variant of the M1 that has selective fire, enabling it to fire in either semi or fully automatic. From what we saw in the trailer, it looks quite devastating too. The real life version had up to a 30 round magazine, and that seems to tally with what we see in the trailer. The Type 11 LMG, on the other hand, is a Japanese light machine gun, which maybe is less familiar to people. It was created by the legendary weapon designer Kijiro Nambu, and well, it looks badass in game, so that's all you need to know. The Model 37 is a pump shotgun, and that's probably the one that I'm least excited for. Could be really good on the close quarters jungle map though. Maybe the new Model 10 Hunter. Hello Battlefield 1. These of course are the ones that we know about so far, but there's always a chance that we will get other weapons throughout the duration of the chapter. The previous chapter had 8 weapons, so I'd be quite surprised if this 12-week chapter only had 3 in total. We do get some new gadgets though too, with one of them being the very long-awaited lunge mine. This was shown off in the Pacific trailer what feels like a lifetime ago, but we're finally going to get our hands on it this time around. It seems to be available for both the assault and support class, and it works a bit like a bayonet charge where you will sprint and lunge towards a tank or vehicle to devastating effect. I think you can probably have a lot of fun with this, so it's going to be cool to see how people decide to use this and the kind of epic tricks and plays that you can come up with. The other gadget that we're getting is the M1A1 bazooka, and this looks awesome. I think a lot of people have been waiting for this, seeing as BF5 is set in World War II. There's just something awesome about seeing someone shoot one of those over the shoulder, and when it looks like a bazooka, it's just so iconic, and I'm really excited to get my hands on that. In terms of damage values, we don't know. Will it be in between the Panzerfaust and the Piat? Will it be better than those? We'll see. Now there will be a bit of a change to how you unlock all of these things in the new chapter. Recently there's been a switch up in the mindset in how these weapons are offered to people playing the game, and it seems that a few things will be added into the chapter rewards XP rather than weekly Tides of War challenges as usual. As such, all of these items are now going to be unlocked via your Tides of War rank. And that's the long ranking system that goes up to level 40. You just play the game, gather XP over time, and it will automatically level up. So rank 10 will get you the Type 11 LMG. Rank 15 will get you the Model 37 shotgun. You'll need to be rank 25 for the M2 carbine, rank 5 for the lunge mine, and rank 20 for the M1A1 bazooka. The good news for me is that DICE haven't put any of these new weapons or gadgets at the max rank, so it's still achievable, I think, for most people to get them. This does mean that to get these particular items, you don't need to do a weekly Tides of War challenge that you may not be interested in doing at all. All you've got to do is play the game to get to a certain rank. I imagine that some people will prefer this new method and others maybe less so. That doesn't mean that we won't still get weapons via the Tides of War challenges though. I'm guessing that we still will. I do think there could be an issue though here with being able to buy ranks of chapter XP. The M2 carbine, for example, based on what we saw in the trailer, it looks like an awesome assault rifle, very fast firing and high damage. And if someone can just spend real money on that and unlock it straight away, some people might view that as pay to win. If you do reach rank 40 of Tides of War though, there's a pleasant reward waiting for you, a new elite. This time around, DICE have decided that you make the top reward something that's actually desirable. And I think this is the first time that they've offered an elite for free without having to pay money for it. So Misaki is the new elite soldier available for both the Japanese and Axis teams. She is a Japanese commando and I wouldn't want to get in her way. There are 2 more elites coming later in the chapter. One of them is Tom Cruise. There he is. And this is the other Japanese one, and I think this is actually based on kamikaze pilots. That's quite interesting. Now, no word on how you will get those, but the likelihood is that both of those will be purchasable. So as well as all of the weapons and gadgets, you can expect a host of new cosmetic items in the chapter rewards and weekly Tides of War. In fact, the first few weeks of Tides of War are going to be just that. I did notice that 12 out of the 40 chapter rank rewards are actually just company coin. So if you take away the guns and gadgets, then you have around 20 ranks that reward you with a range of cosmetic items, not including the ones from weekly challenges. I suppose there's now more of a selection in the store for you to use your company coin on, but I think I've honestly already got more than I'll need. So wrapping the announcement up for today, for me, I think all of the content outlined sounds good, and fingers crossed there will be more weapons within the weekly Tides of War and hopefully new maps down the line too. Right now we don't even know if any more maps are in the works for the game, but I hope they are. The new jungle map looks great and all, but the previous chapter of Tides of War was based around the Pacific Theatre and we got 3 maps for that: Wake Island, Iwo Jima and Pacific Storm. And now it looks like we've got a whole 12-week chapter essentially titled after one map, and that's a bit of a letdown for me. I would have expected maybe a couple more maps in here, maybe even some more guns and gadgets too, but I'm hoping that more are announced down the line. Let's just see how it pans out. The initial announcement does feel a bit light on content. One thing that we didn't hear about in the trailer though was the time to kill. And I thought that we might get something about that based on the community post that we got last week. And a lot of that revolved around the gunplay and gun balance in the game. So the next update for Battlefield 5 is 6.0, but it seems that in 6.2, the patch after that, the gunplay is going to change once again. Now this isn't just going to be okay, it's back to how it was, a full revert, but rather a tweak based on the 5.0 damage values to make at least some elements feel like they used to. And DICE say that they will continue to make adjustments to the damage curves to ensure that the damage drop-off doesn't feel as instant or severe, and that weapons that should be good at range will have their damage drop-off extended. They've also said that in short, you'll find that in close quarters, recoil and rate of fire will return to what you were previously accustomed to. Confusingly, that's not coming in the next update, but once 6.0 has launched, I'm sure that we'll hear more about the proposed weapon tweaks and how it's going to affect the game. For now, we will have some new content and fun gadgets to occupy us. It's worth noting too, you may have noticed it right at the end of the trailer, we can see a tank that's customized with "coming soon" on it. Now this is obviously a nod to tank customization that was promised at the very start of the game, and hopefully that will be released, because I think a lot of people were looking forward to that, and it just seems like that feature was pushed aside. And I'd love to see DICE actually commit to a release date for this rather than teasing "coming soon" at the end of a trailer. With that said, that's all for today guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you didn't, a dislike, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.